Hey everyone, my name's Amanda and I'm the Fun Size Reader, and today we are going to talk about the Fun Size Book Club pick for March of 2024. I can't believe it's March already. I feel like January took for freaking ever, and then February flew. And I know February's shorter, but I feel like February just flew by. And now it's March, or March in a few days, and I can't fathom this. It's springtime, or it's coming, whatever, wherever you live. But it's March, and there are so many books coming out in the next few months, and I feel like I have been so behind on everything. For March, I wanted to pick a book that I have been meaning to read, that I have been wanting to read, that I have been trying to read. And so I figured, why not pick it for March so that I have to read it? We're going to go back to fantasy with this one. We read a fantasy for January, and then for February, we switched to contemporary romance. Obviously, it's Valentine's Day, February. I try to do contemporary romance in February. But now we are going back to fantasy. And this is not a new book, but it was recently picked up from a publisher because it was indie published prior to. That is the copy that I have, but I know it has been released and new and out in the world in bookstores with a new publisher. I am talking about Powerless by Lauren Roberts. I have the self-published copy. My paper is very, very stiff. I think the newer copies are mass published, whatever. And I think I got an updated cover. This is the non-dust jacket. It's printed on the actual book, but I have been trying to read this book forever. And my library notified me in the middle of me reading Crescent City that their ebook copy was available. I've been reading better on my Kindle right now. And so I requested it from the library, and I had been waiting for weeks. And then in the middle of Crescent City, they're like, hey, you can read this now. And so I had to delay it. And so now it's going to be coming and ready for me to read it for March. What is it about? She is the very thing he spent his whole life hunting. He is the very thing she's spent her whole life pretending to be. Only the extraordinary belong in the kingdom of Ilya. The exceptional, the empowered, the elites. The powers of these elites have possessed for decades were graciously gifted to them by the plague, though not all were fortunate enough to both survive the sickness and reap the reward. Those born ordinary are just that, ordinary. And when the king decreed that all ordinaries be banished in order to preserve his elite society, lacking in ability suddenly became a crime, making Peyton Gray a felon by fate and a thief by necessity. Surviving in the slums as an ordinary is no simple task, and Peyton knows this better than most. Having been trained by her father to be overly observant since she was a child, Peyton poses as a psychic in the crowded city, blending in with the elites as best as she can in order to stay alive and out of trouble. Easier said than done. When Peyton unsuspectingly saves one of Ilya's princes, she finds herself thrown into the purging trials. The brutal competition exists to showcase the elite's powers, the very thing Peyton lacks. If the trials and the opponents within them don't kill her, the prince she's fighting feelings for certainly will if he discovers what she is, completely ordinary. I thought this sounded really good. It kind of gave me Red Queen vibes. I really liked that series when I read it a very long time ago. I think 10 years ago when Victoria first published it. It gave me those kind of vibes, ordinary person thrown into the elite battleground type thing. So we'll see how it goes. It obviously was doing well enough and people have loved it enough that it got picked up by a publishing house. So we will see. As always, our discussion will be on the last Wednesday of the month at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It will be here on my channel. So this month there will be a link for the video, or the video will be pre-posted, or whatever ends up happening with whatever I do, for the discussion on Wednesday, March 27th at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You should be able to set yourself a little reminder when I actually upload the video once I finish the book. I hope you're excited to read this. If you've already read it, I know some of you already have. I know you have. But if you've already read it, you are also more than welcome to jump in on the discussion and chat about it with us. You don't have to actually read the book that month to talk with me. Can't wait to read this book with you guys. If you love reading fantasy and romance books, make sure to click like and subscribe. I post videos on my channel weekly. Hit that button so you can be notified when I post a new video. Thanks for reading with me in February. Thanks for reading along with me in March. Can't wait to read this one, and I'll see you guys next time.